Okay, so today is February 27th. We had kind of already started, but I'm just going to show the answers. These are the answers. This was the worksheet from Tuesday night on volume. Okay. We talked about real quick that these shapes need to be with volume, meters cubed or inches cubed. I know, I'm sorry, I just want to get this recording. There we go. Number 2, length times width times height. Number 3. I will say this in this one question. All of you make sure you copied this right off the calculator. A lot of y'all brought me the calculator yesterday, and you might have said 13 and 31/49ths. I had some kids who told me 1/49th. Like when you get it on the calculator, it looks weird. You got to kind of take a second and make sure you write it right on your paper, I guess. Okay. Go into 5 real quick. Like I said, I'm going kind of fast just because we already did this, honestly. 5 and 6. 2-word problem, still the same thing. Length times width times height. 7 and 8, we talked about it with the missing measurement. This one was length. You do the opposite math, dividing to get that final answer. Number 8, same thing. Opposite math, making sure when you key it in the calculator, it's 22,785 divided by 1,085. Okay, now, here we go. 7th period. So, questions on number 9. This is where we were before I decided to start videoing. Okay, it is a rectangular pyramid. There is no such thing as a square pyramid. I know why y'all put that because it's a square in the middle, but the official name is rectangular pyramid. Okay, and the total is 336 centimeters squared. Anybody wondering how I got what I got? Okay, middle I did 12 times 12 is 144. The triangles were 8 by 12, but divided by 2, and then add them all up. Okay, now we'll go to a more controversial one. Haha. Number 10. Okay, number 10 I've had a few more issues with. Let's look at it. I need you to look down this middle row because a lot of kids have all 60s or all 48s. But I need you to realize that, like what I call on a tissue box or a rectangular prism, the opposites are the same. And you had to realize that if this is 5, that's 5. But if that's 4, that's 4. Making this every other box the same, and then the two 20s, for a total of 256 inches squared. And I showed all the math right there. Anybody wondering how I got what I got or anything? I don't mind. It's just one of those things to me, moving the walls around and making sure you know what number goes with what number. Okay, number 11. Definitely had some questions. You can see I kind of, what I would call, hit the color wheel here. But on number 11, this box is a 4 by 12, which is 48. But the middle box is a 3 by 12, which is 36. Here's the problem. A lot of y'all thought this was 48 or 36, but this bottom one, that wall of 6 needs to be there. So 6 times 12 is 72. Now the last biggie is the triangles on the end. A lot of y'all have 9. But I need you to see something. If you have 9 or you have 12 or you have 18, please look real quick. Basically, when looking at a triangle, we need a base, which is 3, but the height has got to be on a 90-degree angle. It can't be that one. That one's just the length of a side. So you got to use the 4 times 3 is 12, divided by 2 is 6. And then adding all those up, I get 168 feet squared. 168. Any questions why I got what I got? Luckily, there'll really only probably be one of these, maybe two, because out of 18 questions, there's a lot of stuff we got to ask you. So I would think there'd only be one. If you don't get an answer, like, take some time and try it again. Maybe stop for a minute, do some other problems, and come back to it even. You don't want to, you want to try to get everyone perfect on this thing. Okay, this one. A lot of y'all had this one right yesterday, which was odd, because to me this one looks harder than the other one. But more kids had that right answer. Every other box the same again. Rectangular prism. And y'all haven't asked this, like, but I want to say something real quick, because third or fourth period, one of them, they used, when you would do map skills, like social studies class, okay, you're staring at maps. Those maps would sometimes say, picture not drawn to scale. Okay, so I want you to think about it. You got a big map, maybe it's the state of Alabama, and there's a tree that is huge in the middle of it. Well, does that tree really take up the whole state of Alabama? No, that picture is not drawn to scale. But you got to kind of imagine a tree or whatever, okay? What I'm getting at is this. A lot of these questions, and this goes for any geometry. I don't care if it's off the internet or a textbook or a workbook. These pictures are reused over and over and over. And we don't exactly go in and go, I wonder if this line is longer than that line. And it's odd because you might see a line this long and I've put 10, and then you might see one this long and I've put 11. Listen, don't go by the picture. Like, you can't assume, like, whatever, it's a square. You got to look at the numbers. And that's what got one group in my last, on one of the questions. They, like even this one. I had a kid question me earlier today. They said, well, that line, that height looks the same as that wall right there. But you got to look at the number. They're telling me that height is 10 and that's 9. Now it is a square, but you know, just kind of slowing down and thinking about it. So each triangle here is a 9 times 10 divided by 2, which is 45. That is 9 times 9 is 81, and add them all up. Any questions on that one? Rectangular pyramid. I know it's a square, but fancy name is rectangular pyramid. Yes?
I just forgot to divide, and it just kind of confused me.
Got big, didn't it? Yeah, if you don't divide by 2 on that, you'd have 90 plus 90 plus 90 plus 90. You'd have 360 plus 81. 360, 460, like 439, 38. Yep, that's it. I was trying to do the backwards math, but it's not working. Yeah, so all it is dividing by 2. What I would do tomorrow, like, I keep saying tomorrow, but I mean Friday. Before you turn in your paper, go through every triangle and make sure you divide it by 2. I mean, honestly, on the whole paper, there's probably only 1 or 2 of them, but, you know. These were all triangles. Luckily, the same measurements, though. It's a 12 by 8 divided by 2. So I got 48 for all 4 of them. Add them up. triangular pyramid. I hope y'all realize that, and this is just something that came up earlier too, like it's a triangular pyramid because the base of it is a triangle. If the bottom was an octagon, how many sides would it have? 8. But if it folds up and still comes to a point, it is an octagonal pyramid. So what if the base is a hexagon? It's a hexagonal pyramid. So like, I hope y'all got that part, but I don't know, maybe not. So, just thought I'd throw that out there. Anybody else? Question? We're good? Okay, so this is the plan. Today is the last day of like set stuff. We're doing ratios and rate reviews. Should be super easy because we just took a test on this last week. And I'm going to do one of each one. And so you can have an example. Not any excuses. Didn't know what to do. About 180 of y'all, and I get quite a few excuses today. I didn't know. I'm prepared myself. Okay. Easy, easy. This is honestly, I think easier than the honest one. I've had a lot of kids finish this in class. Got it. Oh, that worked out good. 4. Okay. So, this is 7th period. And I've done this in every class, so all kids should kind of have these examples. I'll probably do one extra with this class since I'm videoing, just in case anybody's wanting to check their work. Okay, so today is Wednesday. We're talking ratios and rates. Okay, so the first thing says we're going to write each ratio as a fraction in simplest form. That's the key, simplifying. Think of fractions. Think of simplifying. Think of using the ABC button. Okay, so it says 15 girls in a class of 25 students. So I'm going to put 15. I'm going to put 25. But I know they want it simplified. If you're not sure about it, you can do 15 ABC 25, and what do you get?
3 out of 5.
3 out of 5. 3/5. Okay, and that is your answer. There are 3 girls to every 5 students. Okay. I'm going to do this one just because I'm videoing in case somebody wants to check their work. 32 golden retrievers out of 60 dogs. Okay, we'll put 32 over 60.
8 over 15.
What goes into those numbers? Ah.
4. 8.
So you got a 32 and a 60.
4.
4. Okay, so 4 goes into 32. 8 and 4 goes into this 15. Yes, I was still trying to do the math in my head. The reason I asked that, or kind of weirdness, we don't know about calculators on the lovely tests in the future. So just trying to refresh your brain. You're dividing the top and the bottom by the same number. Okay, everybody skip with me down to number 6. I know you like the other ones, but let's do one together. Here we go. Write each rate as a unit rate. Now, the key is unit rate means how much is 1. How much is 1? Okay. So, if this game can get 44 points in 2 quarters, basically what they're wanting is how much in 1 quarter. How many points? I'm sorry. In 1 quarter. 22 points in 1 quarter. You're dividing. 44 divided by 2 gives me 22 and 1 quarter. Unit rate, how much is 1 of it? Okay. Unit rate. So I'll do number 7 real quick. It says 10 feet in 2 seconds. Okay, well, 10 feet in 2 seconds. So how much in 1 second? 5. Maybe they're racing, maybe they're, I don't know, jumping, I don't know. Okay, that's how to do unit rate. Okay, number 12. Now we're doing equivalent. If they're the same price or not, or if they're the same unit rate or not. Here we go. So like number 12. Okay, $20 for 5 bracelets. So I put 20, 5 bracelets, and yes, you have to have all the words. I promise it's not that bad. We could be writing complete sentences. Okay, $20 for 5. So how much is 1? $4. Okay. So it's kind of like this is one store. This store is selling them $4 for 1. Now I'm going to go do this store. So at the next store, how much is it per bracelet? $4 also. Okay, this is the math that proves why we can say that yes, they are equivalent. Listen, tomorrow, I'm probably going to collect this from you guys and really look at it. Because I feel like this is stuff that we should be able to do. Okay, on the back, there is one, I think, that I want to give you a hint on. Let's see if I've already written it down. No, so I get to guess. Okay, so we're doing ratio tables. Filling in the boxes really shouldn't be that bad. Think of multiply or divide. Multiply or divide. It is actually this one. I'm gonna do 17 with you. Okay. This is the juice boxes per money. Now, I'm going to admit, I'm going to put the money on top. We keep talking about money on top. And I guess I'll call it packs on bottom, or packs of juice boxes. Okay. And basically they start out by saying that there's a 10 pack that costs $48. And they're not wanting us, they said 8 more. So it's kind of like, what if they walked back in the store and bought 8 more? I want you to think about this. So what if they bought 8 only, like 8, just 8? Okay, now, I'm going to give you the hint of, we need to find out basically how much is 1. Right here, how much is 1 pack? So what can we do to figure that out?
Divide by 10.
So 48 divided by 10 is $4.80. Okay, so each pack is $4.80. I'm going to kind of leave you, I have a feeling you can figure it out, that 1 times 8 is 8. And you can kind of do the top. Don't tell me the final answer, and I'm going to let you kind of fill that in. Okay. The other one that is really weird is 21. And I'm kind of just doing this for the video purposes, but if you want to write it down. Okay, they got corn to peppers. So if I put corn on top, peppers on bottom. Now make sure you pull, when you get these numbers out, you put them in the right place. So 16 ears of corn, 18 peppers. Now, here's the weird part. They say if 6 peppers, that means the 6 has to go on the bottom. Okay. Now, it's going to be weird. To me, I had to bring this down to a 1 right here, giving me a weird number right here. Weird, repeating, crazy, crazy, crazy. But how do I get from a 1 to a 6? Times 6. Take that crazy number, leave it in your calculator. Just do times 6 and write that crazy, weird number right here. It's kind of an odd one. All it is we just didn't get a real good flow of multiplication tables on this one. Yes?
Did you still get right when you simplify?
Okay, if you simplify and then multiply, yes. Yes. It's weird. It's like, but what you can do on the bottom, you can't do to the top. Like, you can do 2 and get an 8 and a 9. You can't do 3 or 6 because they don't go into 16. Does that make sense? So you still get some weird numbers. But if you ever need to add more boxes in the middle or to the back, it doesn't matter. The only box that I would be grading, to be honest, would be whatever you got there. Does that help a little bit? Okay, so go for it. I'm going to let you finish this.